Alright, cool. Alright, so first off, thanks to everybody for coming out. Like I said, there is about 10, 11 more people that are in the competition that just haven't made it tonight. What we're going to do is the first time we've ever actually gone through the full presentation to show you how everything works. Plus we're adding Suplify into the play this go around. So we kind of wanted to present what Suplify is, how it all works, and how in depth it is. Just go over everything. A couple things before we get started. First off, this is the champion's belt. You didn't get a chance to hold it and feel it. It's a real belt. You get to go home with it for the partner winners. So how the challenge works, I'm going to give you a quick overview and then we'll go through it. You'll partner up. If you don't partner up, it's not a big deal. You get a handicap. So if you come in single, you get a handicap for points. So it makes it a little bit more fair. But partners are the only ones that can win the belt. Otherwise, there are two different training zones. There is weight loss and body comp. Whoever wins weight loss goes home with the jackpot, which is a cash prize. Whoever wins body comp goes home with a jackpot, which is a cash prize. Now that cannot be the same partners. So like, let's say you won weight loss and you won body comp, but you're not partners. It doesn't matter. You win. It takes a partner to win the belt, though. Okay, so singles can't win the belt. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and jump into this and go through it. So this is our mission with the challenge in and of itself. We're here to create a community first, and as we go through this 12 weeks, anybody that's done the competition before, we do our Sunday fun days in the morning, which are completely free. They're included, but they're not added into the price. Those are going to be our fun ones. We are also, as we're dipping into spring, going to be doing outside things to kind of build a community for men through the Suplify program. We have a men's night going right now. Mom and Cassie are actually going to be starting a women's night. So the same type of ordeal with Suplify Brotherhood or the Suplify Sisterhood, but that is included with the challenge in and of itself. So you don't have to necessarily be a part of Suplify to join that, but because you're part of the challenge, you can join it as well. So that's our main goal, is to create the community first and then help you achieve your goals, because it's a lot easier when you have somebody pushing you along. Those times get hard, you may fall off the wagon, which we've all done. You have somebody to pull you back on. You have a community that says, hey, you were in a training session, where were you at? So that's our mission as we go through this. So again, how it works, it's a 12-week program, partner up with 2 partners, compete for your cash prize, designed for all fitness levels, 2 competition pass. Design for all fitness levels is going to be really important. As we do the first week, we're going to go through injuries, anything like that. If you haven't trained before, we do try to match you up in those sessions. So, for instance, like if you join my 7 a.m., that's a really rowdy bunch. We have a lot of good times. If you like a more calmer session, I'll be like, hey, you should come in at 3. Because that's usually my more calmer sessions. That's just my sessions alone. Mine, Ryan, Cassie, I should start there to introduce the team, but Mom walked out. But everybody has their different sessions, different times and things like that. So we do try to match you up with a session that works best for you. But if that's the only time you can come, we're very adjustable. Anybody that's trained with us before knows we can accommodate just about anything. Like I tell everybody, I'm a doctor and this is my playground. So we can really play around, do whatever we want to do. We're going to go to the next one. These are competition categories, okay? So body composition division is only judged on muscle and body fat percentage reduction. You do not get penalized for weight loss, for the simple fact that as you train, as you build muscle, you're going to hold on to a little bit of inflammation, especially if you're on some type of muscle building supplement like creatine, for instance. You're going to hold on to a little bit of water weight, so you don't get penalized on the muscle gain as long as it's not excessive, right? Like if you're putting on 20, 25 pounds, you're not going to get penalized on it, but these numbers also aren't going to add up the right way. How we do that is through the InBody. We're going to be showing you that in a minute. Now, if you do have a specific goal where you come in and say, you know what, I do want to lose about 10 pounds, okay? That's not really enough for a weight loss. I mean, you definitely can go that route, but if you have 5 to 10 pounds to lose, and that is your actual goal, you're not saying that so you can get some extra points, but you legit do have that weight to lose, then you do get those bonus points. So if you do body comp and you lose weight because that was your goal, you get those bonus points. You just don't get deducted points for going the opposite direction unless it's excessive. Weight loss is only off of weight and body fat, okay? And the reason is as we go through weight loss, if you're taking this very seriously, and especially if you're in the full Suplify program or anything like that, we're gonna see some big weight drops. And especially if you're doing anything like a fast or a juice cleanse or anything like that. So with that being said, sometimes with those weight drops, we do lose some muscle. Now our goal is to hold on to as much as we can, but you're not gonna get penalized for those muscle drops, if that makes sense. So you're getting judged on weight and body fat. Now, you can lose weight and put on muscle. We've seen it before. It's not going to be a lot. You know, you're not putting on 5 pounds muscle all the time, but it does happen. And so for that, you do get a bonus point. Now, points do cancel out. Okay, so if you put on 1 pound of muscle, but you put on 1 pound of body fat, that's 0. They cancel out. You don't still get that 1 point. Points are updated every 2 weeks. So every 2 weeks we'll do a weigh-in. You'll also get judged on your measurements. So the measurements go for both categories. So obviously, you know, we want to build that physique that you want. So if the shoulders get wider from in, whatever it is that you're looking for your specific goals, you get those bonus points. So those get added on as well. The measurements get added up on the in. Okay, so as we put out the scoreboard, realize the scoreboard is only off of the in-body scan, which we'll be showing you a little bit. The measurements get tracked, but they don't get scored until the end. You go ahead and go to the next one. All right, how teams win. Again, body fat percentage loss, weight loss where applicable, muscle gain where applicable, bonus challenges, and measurements. So again, measurements I just explained, you get an average score. That average score from the start to the finish is where the points come to play, is the difference between the two. Okay. Bonus challenges, we're going to go through the 12-week program here in a minute. And on certain weeks, we're going to be doing fun challenges. It may be a nutritional challenge, it may be a community challenge, it may be a physical challenge. But for you as an individual or as a partner, you can earn extra points by doing that. The other way is the champions board. If you didn't see it when you first walk in, I have an image of it up here in a little bit. But the champions board is done off of your strength. So this is another way that we try to track everything. So you get bonus points for bench press, squat, deadlift, or 3 main lifts. And then also core strength like plank, and I believe that's it. There may be one more on there, but these are strength challenges. So these are physical challenges. Those are done every 2 to 3 weeks.
Burpees, isn't it?
I don't think so.
Just
but it's on here. It's on the 12 weeks. So when we hit these challenge weeks, that's your opportunity. Those are optional. Okay. So realize you don't have to do them, but we do encourage you to do them. One, we want to build strength as much as we want to change your body composition. But you do have the option not to do it. Now, for example, what may happen if it's a Monday, I usually do a push day on Monday, and if you're in my class and it's a challenge week, I'm like, hey, listen, who wants to bench? So everybody that wants to bench that day will line up for bench. We'll try to get you to wherever your max is, and that's our starting point. And then the next time that comes around, we try to build up on the max. The way those work, every 5 pounds you add on, you get 1 extra point. So if you put on 10 pounds, 2 points, so on and so forth. Okay? Again, you don't have to do that. What happens in that time is if we're benching, the rest of the session is going through the circuit. Okay? Those days are usually circuit training days, so that they're safe. We're usually using body weight and machines, so that it's safe for the individual benching because it is heavy weights. Yep. And then jackpot, so we went over that jackpot awarded by category, not per team. All right, weigh-ins, in-bodies, I said that, base game. I'm sorry, can you go back real quick? Yeah, okay, missed weigh-ins. Now this is something I really want to point out, and the rules and regulations are on the board. We also have a handout, and we're also going to see it again. But this is something that's come up in the past. Missed weigh-ins, it doesn't matter. Unless you have a medical reason or a family emergency, if you miss the weigh-in, you have an entire week to weigh in, you're not going to get the points for that weigh-in, which does affect, because we're not starting and finishing, the points build every 2 weeks. So you have an entire week from Sunday to Sunday to get your weigh-ins done. It's very, very important that you do that. It also helps us help you, because during these weigh-ins, if we see things that are wrong, as coaches, we're going to be like, hey, this is, we're falling off here. Let's stop. Let's look at what you're doing. Are you overtraining, undertraining? Is it a lifestyle thing? What can we do? And then if you're in the Suplify thing, we can go through another RMR, VO2. You can, we may need to file something out with Dr. Ogilvy. There may be a serious reason why, we're either at a standpoint or you're going the wrong direction. So we definitely need to get those weigh-ins done every 2 weeks, and that's done on the in-body. Active seekers. Okay, you go to the next one. Okay, so yeah, it's open to ages 18 and up. We are adding this in. If you have a child or you know somebody that's under 18, we want to be 16 to 18, but if it's under that, so 16 to 18 can join, they just must train with you. So for instance, Tessa and Candace wanted to join. Tessa's under 18, she can totally join the competition, she just trains with Candace. So that is an option. Again, that's 16 to 18. I know it says under 18, but 16 to 18. You must commit for the full 12 weeks. That simply means that if you go through this and you scheduled a trip and you miss 3 weeks, you're missing 3 weeks, that's on you. This is set for 12 weeks and 12 weeks alone, so we really want you to commit to it. We agree to all rules and regulations, we prioritize safety and health. Alright, any tampering, cheating, or falsifying results, immediate disqualification, that's pretty self-explainable, sportsmanship. Okay, yeah, so this is all just age safety stuff that we recommend you do before starting. If you have any specific needs, make sure you consult a physician. Alright, rules and regulations. We're going to breeze through this quickly. Again, it's up there on the wall over by the calendar. I just want to make sure there's nothing that I did miss. Can you scroll down for me? Yes, scoring. Okay, perfect. Keep going. Final scores, team will come in. Prizes. Okay. No, I know. Sorry. There we go. Alright. So prizes, that is something I want to talk about. So again, prizes, this is teams. The individuals win the jackpot, but there are also other prizes. So we also award MVP, most valuable player. This is the person that's usually the most community focused. This is, again, all competitors get added into a big group message so we can build a community. This usually goes to the person that's, helping out in the group messages, getting people to workouts, bringing people in, and we do bring a friend week. So that's usually where the MVP goes. MIP is another one, most improved player. This is someone that may not have won the jackpots, but has improved either their strength, their lifestyle. So it's really everything but what we see in the numbers. That's most improved player. And then those are usually gift card giveaways, or like in the past we've partnered with the massage therapy place, or different partnerships that we may do Suplify. So those are where those awards go. So yeah, we're going to go to the next slide. Again, if you want to look at the rules more in depth, they're over there on the calendar. We can skip that. We've already talked about that. Okay, this is the schedule. Everybody go. Take your phones out right now. Take a picture of the schedule.
I have it posted too, so you can take a picture of that.
Take a picture of the schedule. This is also going to be on the website. You'll be able to sign up, but I just want everybody to have it right there. If you can't figure out the website or anything happens, at least you have it. You can give us a call and say, hey, this is the time I want to do. New times added is 6 a.m. and 11 a.m. And then we also have 3:15, 5:15, 6:15. Those were changed from previous competitions. We're doing on the 15-minute just to help with flow, give everybody more time to get here instead of starting on the hour. We give Cheryl more time to make that. Where it says Cheryl and Cassie, so these are nothing. Where it says Cheryl and Cassie, so Cassie does Pilates, and I'll let her talk about that in a minute. Currently, Pilates are done online, but if we have enough people that want to do in person, she said she would come up and do Pilates in person as well. But she's got a 2-year-old, so we got to figure that out. And then Cheryl does rebounders. So these classes are at the same time. If one tends to be higher than the other because of times or anything, that's what the open spaces are for. So we do have times that we can adjust in sessions that we can adjust. But that's what you see there. You also see it online as well. All right, next. Everybody got a picture of the schedule? You did that? Yes.
You said Sunday Funday. Is that part of the challenge? Or
Yep.
Is that...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Sunday Funday. It's just not on there. It's just every Sunday, but you'll see it on the website.
Cool.
But yeah, that's the schedule. So go back real quick. All of these times are included in the price. So you can come to every single time. I mean, I may tell you you're overtraining and would say, hey, let's do some recovery in these times. But yeah, it's open and available. You come to any of these times that you want to train in, as long as it's a group. Yep. All right, next one. All right, so additional activities, again, these are all included. So Pilates with Cassie, rebounders with Cheryl, recovery room and tools. In the recovery room is the other room that's is the other building. In there we have 2 saunas. We have a dry sauna and a wet sauna. We're going to be doing a whole clinic on recovery, so we'll go over those more in depth there. There's also a red light machine, compression sleeves, and an inversion table. So a lot of recovery. We're going to do a clinic on how to use all of those. And then seminars, seminars are going to be done as webinars too. So if you can't make it, we'll be doing those as webinars. If we have enough people to do it in person, we'll do it in person. If not, we'll just change them to webinars. There'll be things like mobility, nutrition, supplementation. If we have, again, another recovery, or if you guys have anything you're interested in. So if you have any questions, we get a lot of common questions, we'll do a seminar or webinar on that as well. So all of those are included. Any additional inclusions, these are kind of a la carte. You can pick them and do them if you would like, being a part of the competition only, or if you sign up for Suplify, it's all included. So we're going to talk about these in a minute. A VO2, RMR, and HRV, the labs, which Dr. Oakley is going to be speaking on, a full nutrition plan. This was brought up. So it wasn't included here. What your nutrition will be based off of with the Champions Challenge is going to be your BMR, or your basal metabolic rate, which is a calculation that we receive from the InBody based off of your InBody scan. That is accurate, but it's nowhere near as accurate as the RMR, and I'm going to show you that difference here in a little bit. So the full nutrition plan is based off of the RMR, and it's a 5-day plan. So anybody that's done Suplify in the past, you've seen these plans, you've seen what they look like. For the competition, we take your BMR and we provide you with all of your macros and calories that you need to get to your goal. It's more of up to you, and then we coach you through it. So, if you're like, hey, this just isn't working out, we'll coach you through some options that you may be able to adjust it with. But the full nutrition plan is done for you. It has, everything involved with it. And then after you do your labs, or if you have a consultation with Dr. O, he'll go through and have a supplementation recommendation protocol specific for you. So all of these can be done one-off, or if you sign up for Suplify, they're included with it. So, all right, this is the fun stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and take a break, introduce everybody before we get into all of this stuff. So what I want to do, first off, Brian's not here. Has everybody had a chance to meet Brian? Yes, no, okay. Well, Ryan's another trainer. He's going to be training the Wednesday mornings only, and if we can get him in for other times, we may. Again, Cassie's doing Pilates, Mom does training and rebounders, and then Dr. Oakley's going to come up and talk about the labs and everything like that. Before we get into that, you want to start with rebounders, and then I'll let Cassie talk about her Pilates, and then we'll finish up with the top.
So these will be posted up there. What Grace was talking about. This explains exactly what he's about ready to explain, but we don't always retain everything when we're sitting in a group like this. So if you want to go back through and read exactly what each one of the things that he's going to talk about, it's all here. This is on the rebound, what it offers, what it does. I can't speak highly enough. I got certified in Florida when I went to my cancer retreat like 4 years ago. It's phenomenal for every aspect: skin, longevity, your heart. I mean, I can't speak highly enough of it. I'm gonna let Cassie talk about the Pilates, but if you want to read up on it, I did some high points on it. I'm not sure which days. We're kind of working on this to see which spots fill up. Whichever spots I prefer to do in the mornings, but I don't mind doing an evening if no one fills up. I know my Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I have that set group, but Tuesday and Thursday, if there's no group there, I don't mind making that a Pilates class if we have, a rebound class. If we have enough. If we have enough. And 3:15 as well. I don't know what everyone's schedule is, but I don't mind making those Pilates classes too, if they don't fill up with other groups. So.
You want to explain what a rebounder actually is and how they work?
Yeah, so, thanks. It's a little mini trampoline, and I know Trish has done it, Barb's done it, Nancy's done it, Candace has done it, so if you want any advice, I know there's some who don't like it. But I will tell you that if you stick with it long enough, you will learn to love it. And you talk about burning some good calories, you'll do it. You will be sweating, you will be energized.
Your balance will be better.
I mean, everything.
I love it.
It reduces your stress and tension, it elevates your mood and your energy. It's motivating, it's uplifting. I mean, and we do it with some different moves. Some we like, some we don't. I incorporate strength training in it. It may be lower body, it may be upper body. I may do a combination. I may do just core. But there's always something other than just rebounding during that hour. And it is included into the Champions program. So, can I go ahead with you want to do the red light and sauna, or do you want to wait? Okay.
Yep, we gotta get going.
So these will be posted up there, okay? And this is the other one has your schedule, and it has the rules and regulations, so there's no if, ands, or buts, or questions about you said that, he said that, it's all in writing right here. So if you wanna take a picture of it and study it so we don't have any issues, because we have had them in the past. This is what Blaze was talking about with each week, okay?
I'm gonna go with that.
This is tentative, he is gonna go over, but it is tentative of what we have planned each week. I personally, and I think Blaze probably feels the same, would like to do more outings as a group. I think that bonding time is really good for everyone. And, you know, he and I talked a lot about this. This is community, this is family. Like, the more comfortable you are and the more fun you have, the more you enjoy it, the more you're gonna do it. And let's face it, we all need it. I mean, I don't care if you're skinny, if you're fat, if you're tall, if you're small, it doesn't matter. We all need some type of routine. Working out, whether it's rebound, Pilates, weight training, nutrition is another big part of it. So, that's what we wanna give. We wanna go back to 100%, let's build it, let's get back to our family and have fun with it.
All right.
I'm gonna turn it over to Cassie.
Okay, hi. So I do Pilates Tuesdays and Thursdays. Right now they're just 7 a.m. Like Blaze was saying, I do online now, but that's because nobody was showing up in person, but they all could show up online. I'll totally come in if people prefer in person, just let me know, and as long as there's 2 people to come in person, we'll come in. Tuesdays I keep it strictly flexibility and mobility, so that's like a pure stretching class. So you can have 0 experience, you could be like Billy Bob off the street, you could come in and do it. It's not, you're not gonna necessarily be sweating in that session, however, that's the recovery, right? Like Blaze is saying, you need a recovery day somewhere. People say guys can't do Pilates, that's a lie. Chase, Nancy's son, he came in and did a couple Pilates classes. Actually Blaze did, and what's really funny is Chase and Blaze both didn't come back, but not because it was easy, because the whole time all I hear was, oh, Kenny did one too, actually, and they were all in the back the whole time.
They have to rebound now.
You know.
Like I said, it was one session and they never showed up again. Now, Thursdays I keep it HIIT Pilates, so that's where your heart rate's getting up, that's where you are going to be burning those calories, you are going to be sweating at the end. I do prefer to do HIIT in person, just because a lot of people keep their cameras off online, so anybody can say they're doing the move and really they're just sitting there taking their breather. So if you're going to come in person for one, let's try to get that on Thursday. I do base it off of who's in the class. So Candace has knee problems, right? So whenever, if like Candace is in my class, I keep out the jumping. Or there's always an alternative, right? Like my knees hurt too. So sometimes if it's like high knees, I'm like, okay, just get them going fast instead. What Pilates is it's flexibility, mobility, balance, posture. Smaller muscles are being worked versus the muscles that you work when you're actually strength training or weight training, okay? Like Cheryl was saying with rebounders, I'm totally cool to add an afternoon session at any point in time, as long as there's people interested.
All right, Doc, you're up.
All right, I'm very excited about this. This is gonna be a lot of fun. My job here is to kind of nerd this thing out a little bit, right? To make sure that like we know what we're doing and we know why we're doing. The soup that I swim in is like cutting edge research. Like what's the best for everybody? I don't have to answer to anybody except for my clients. And so the things that I do is because I know that that's the best thing. Currently, we have the best technology that you could use. It's like us, NFL teams, and like the Olympic Training Center. Like we have the exact same materials. Like we have the exact same technology. Because this is the cutting edge. Like this is where longevity and performance field is currently at. So the stuff that we're using it because it's the best. If there's something better, we would start using that. There's just nothing. We're at the top right now. We were actually just recently invited to go to Purdue because they don't have this yet. So they invited us to come up so we could collaborate with them on some of their D1 wrestlers that they're trying to figure out how to test with the machine because they don't have the machine that we have. So the point is that right we're at a very high level with what we're doing. So when we talk about VO2 max, the reason that we use VO2 max is because VO2 max is one of the 2 measurements that tell us how long you're going to live on the planet. Right? When we think about things like longevity, we know that like if we go towards longevity, everything gets better. Right? So if we're thinking about longevity, we don't have to worry specifically about diabetes or cardiovascular disease or heart disease because those all get better, right? Because you can't live long if those are not. So, right, so everything that we're doing is going towards that longevity. We're bringing everything into this fold. So VO2 max, in a very general sense, lets us know how efficient your body is utilizing oxygen. I'm sure we know that oxygen combined with sugar is the fuel of our body. So this literally is testing the amount of oxygen that comes in, right? There's a theoretical number of VO2 max that we'll never reach because it would just be too stressful for our heart. But what we do know is that if we're at 50 and we go to 70, we know we're gonna live longer, right? So that's what we're gonna get a baseline, and then we do, right, after we create a training program that's very specific, right? And it's shockingly opposite of what you would think. It's mostly kind of like that lower heart rate activity for longer periods of time and then just sudden burst, right? It's like that type of thing. So we create a program very specifically, and what that does is it increases the mitochondria in your muscles. And then we test it again. And what we know is that we just increase your lifespan by doing that. The other thing that we use while we're testing for this is the heart rate variability machine. So we use a Polar H10. This is the gold standard. This is what everybody uses. No matter where you are, again, whether you're in the NFL Olympics or whether you're Blaze and Dr. O, right? It's like we're all using the exact same thing, right? So we use HRV because heart rate variability is this really interesting emerging research that we found about 25 years ago, and it's the beats in between your heart, and how frequently they beat in between your heart lets us know about your autonomic nervous system. I don't want to get too wonky on this, but you have heard of sympathetic versus parasympathetic, right? So we know we can either be in the stress state or the calm state, or a combination of both. The longer you're in your calm state, the longer you live. The more you're stressed out, the less you live. And that's just how it is. This is the information that gives us. So the VO2 gives us our efficiency, right? Our muscular efficiency that's going to tell us how long we're going to live. And the HRV gives us the fitness of our heart, but also our emotional state, right? If we're in that stressed out, if we're in that like rest rejuvenation state. So that's really, really important. Also, it's really important to know what you're losing, right? So Blaze has the InBody, right? He's had this for a couple of years. I mean, it's essentially this medical grade technology that courses, right, electricity through your body, and it knows the difference between bone, water, soft tissue, and hard tissue, right? So that's what we're doing. So we know exactly what we're losing. So we don't have to guess. Like, we're looking inside of our body and we're saying we know exactly what's going on, right? This is really helpful. You've probably seen these commercials for these lesser models that I see all the time. But they'll always say something like, I thought I was doing good, I hadn't lost any weight, but then it showed that I had actually gained muscle, right? So that's the thing, because your weight doesn't have to change for your composition to change dramatically, right? For you to lose fat and gain muscle, right? That makes sense, right? You can easily do something like that. So what we try to do is we try to focus on the things that are going to get you to those goals, right? Living longer, increasing your performance. Muscle, for example. Muscle is the #1 indicator of how long you're going to be on this planet, right? The amount of muscle, because we slowly lose it over time, especially starting at 50. So, right, for especially men and women, over 50, this is a really good place to start, because the more muscle you start out with, right, you're going to lose it over time no matter what, and at some point we just die. We just don't have the muscles anymore, right? So if we start out with a higher load and we maintain that better, we're just going to live longer, right? And how many years are we talking? We're talking about 10 to 15 years is what the research shows. Now, as far as nutrition, I mean, I'm an expert in nutrition. It's not the #1 thing to keep you on the planet, but for weight loss, it's crucial, right? I mean, you can ask a doctor, they'll say there is no research that exercises reduces weight. I mean, that's literally what they'll tell you, right? Well, we know, for example, from all the studies with Ozempic, what Ozempic does is it increases satiation. You just feel better. You feel like you don't need to eat anymore, right? It's a hormone in our brain that tells us you're satisfied. You don't need to eat anymore, right? It also lowers your blood sugar. So people who are on Ozempic just eat less, because they don't feel like they need to eat more, right? But what happens when they go off of it? They go right back to where they were before. Unless they've been exercising, right? That's the only difference for the people who gained 0, right? Who went exactly back to where they started on Ozempic, right? Is that the people who exercise did not, they maintain weight loss. That's the thing, is that what we need is, this is two sides of the same coin, right? We need the great nutrition, and then we need the great exercise and muscle building. Those are the two things that are going to get us to that goal of longevity, right? And then performance, blood sugar, right? All of these things come into it. The other place that I come in is with the laboratories. So we have labs they're available to all doctors, and they're not expensive, but for some reason most doctors are not running them. I have no idea why. I really can't even tell you. So there's a couple tests that are really indicative. For example, LDL. It's a very general term. So the way that I describe this is like, if somebody says there's 50 vehicles coming to attack you, you would want to know, like, is one an aircraft carrier, is one a motorcycle, right? That's a big difference, right? So LDL just tells you vehicles, like there's just all these things coming. But the labs that we run say, like, how many soldiers, like how many guns are there that are going to shoot you, right? That type of thing. So it gets very specific. So those are the labs that we run. The other one that we look at is there's a genetic test that's very cheap, right? I think our labs are like $100, $150, right? It's not really a big deal, and you could probably get money back from your insurance on that. The other one we run is one you want to run once in your life. It's a genetic test, and it just happens to be that 20% of the population have these terrible atherogenic cholesterol particles. We just want to get that out of the way. Make sure that if you have it, you know, and if you don't, right, then you don't have to worry about that. So we go and we dive much deeper into the labs than your doctor's doing right now, almost certainly. So those are the labs that we're going to run. At that point, you'll have the option, and this is what I love about my type of medicine, right? So like if I show you, look, this is the lab, this is what I see happening, right? These are your options. There's a natural way to go, there's like a middle way, and then there's a pharmacological way. Here's the benefits of each, and then you get to choose. And I think that's how medicine should be, right? It's not like I get upset with you, you don't follow my way, right? Sometimes when we go to the doctor, we feel like we're working for them, right? Like it's like weird. You're like, I think I upset my doctor. Like, well, they shouldn't. We shouldn't be worried about that, right? They should be worried about you, but that's just not how it is in our medical system. So you get to choose whatever you want, right? And you'll know that you'll have all the information. And so that's kind of the point of the way that we set it up, right? We run the labs before and after, we do the test before and after, we do everything before and after, so that you can see what we've done and what you've done and where you need to go, and then you get to make all these decisions for yourself. And the side effect is that you might end up living 15 years longer than you normally would, and that's really where, right? That's really where what we're getting. So that's kind of the idea behind all of this. And it really just is going to take all of these things, like I said. I mean, most of us are going to die of cardiovascular disease, right? Most Americans, that's the number one killer. 800,000 a year, that's a lot, right? So that, and diabetes is like, leads to cardiovascular disease. So, I mean, we're kind of like, you know, all in this same boat where this is the kind of thing that we all can apply to ourselves, right? Because it's going to affect all of us. So we're going to get to look inside you, we're going to get to see what's going on, and then we're going to get to change it in the way that we want to. But you're going to have all that information. You're going to become your own doctor to some degree, right? We know that hospitals are where sick people are. So the longer we stay out of there, right, the longer we're going to live too. Because 80,000 people don't come out of the hospital from an infection that they got while they were in, right? Went in with something different than what they got while they were there, and they got it there and they never left, probably because of pneumonia, right? Maybe they went in with a broken hip, right? So these are all the things that we're thinking about, like how do we avoid broken hips, right? Low grip strength, toe strength. Isn't that insane? Balance, like simple things like this. Grip strength is a crazy determinant of how long you're going to live on this planet. Just something simple as that. So these are the types of things that we've included in this program, right? It's all in there. At least this side of the program, right? It's all in there, so we get to see exactly what we need to do. So we've really taken a lot of the guesswork out and put a lot of really useful information. So hopefully you'll find a lot of value in it and stuff that you can use for the rest of your life. You know, especially like me, some of those labs, like you wouldn't have to ever run those again. You just have them forever, so you'll know about them. So that's my side of this, of what we're doing, and I'm excited to work with all of that.
Cool. Thanks, Doc.
Yeah,
All right. Let's go and keep on going. So what Dr. Oberly's talking about when he says we us, that's Suplify. Again, we're probably, I don't know, this is kind of where we're playing with this information right now, with having Suplify part of the Champions Challenge. They are two totally different. We're trying to make it accessible for everybody. There's a lot coming up with Suplify. We have a brand new site going on. We're actually connecting with a lot of other gyms and locations, some med spas and other doctors in the program as well. So it's really, really exciting. It's growing actually very well. But we are trying to allow it here as our home base, and for all of you guys that have started with us and trained with us, and like Cheryl said, this is our community. We never want to really outgrow this community. We love this community. So for now, Champions Gym, the Champions Challenge is kind of that only portion where it's a la carte, where you guys actually have that choice where like, I don't know if I really want the full Suplify thing, but I would like to see what my RMR HRV is. So this is kind of that time. If it works out great, this challenge, then we may keep it. If it doesn't, then we'll figure it out from that point. I just really want to make that a point that is this combination that Dr. Luke was talking about. So this is the 12 weeks that we're about to step into. So week 0, that is this week. Welcome to week 0. If you're joining in, these are what we have to get done this week. Okay, so we need to get you on an in-body, we need to do your measurements. Note on measurements, Cheryl does the measurements, okay? The reason we do that, if you do measurements, you're gonna do them with Cheryl, yes?
Can I just make a recommendation? For those who train in my group, try not to do it when it's your training day with me, because that means everybody, as you guys
Okay.
know who does the evening, it runs way later than we want to run late, and then Barb gets really mad, and she
Of course
starts.
I do.
So, measurements,
Mornings, I don't care, you can come in the mornings, you can come in the afternoons, evenings, if you're in Blaze's class.
You in the morning, I s-
she's gonna have 6 a.m. Alright, so yeah, on that note, I do wanna make, so we're not here all night. Measurements are optional, but they must be done at the beginning and they must be done at the end. However, we do recommend that you find time to do it in between so that we can track where you're at, especially at week 6. That's kind of that halfway point. We're gonna do a halfway assessment. Be like, hey, look, this is really showing some key indicators: red flag, yellow flagging. So what she is saying there, measurements. Because it's optional, if it's not one of the mandatory ones, if it's mandatory, make sure you let Cheryl know, hey, I'm coming in for your in-body, I need my measurements. Or you can let me know and I'll let her know. It doesn't really matter. You need to let somebody know when you're doing your first in-body. Don't just show up, like she said, like, hey, I'm here to work out, I'm ready to do my in-body, because we're probably gonna already have something ready for you guys to go. Or let us know, like Nancy had told me, hey, tomorrow I'd like to do my in-body and stuff. Now we know that ahead of time, so I can schedule the session appropriately. So yeah, that's all we ask there. The RMR, HRV, VO2, and labs. If you are Suplify, which I know Donnie signed up for Suplify, that is your responsibility to get done this week. Again, I say your responsibility. You must tell us, hey, when am I going to be able to do this? Whenever it comes to those, we would prefer you to be at a resting state. So if it has to be done on the weekend, we completely understand. If we need to, vary the times, we can definitely do that. RMR, HRV, best results we can get is either fasting first thing in the morning, like if we do it first thing in the morning before you eat, or at least 4 hours of no movement, no food. That's going to give us that best results there. And then the labs, again, Dr. will set up your labs, you'll go to Quest, you'll get it done, and then you'll meet with him and knock that out. Once, we're going to go over what Suplify looks like here in a minute. Hey, do you mind coming to move this for me? But once all of that stuff is finished and we have all of that, if you're on Suplify, it'll give it about 48 hours. We'll get your protocol from there. Going into week 1, this is going to be next week, starting January 12th. Training begins, nutrition gets implemented, an optional max out baseline. So week 1 is our start to everything, okay? We are going to max out, it is an option. If this is where that baseline starts, because we're going to do it again. If you don't do it week 1 and you're like, I just don't know, just do it, okay? Even if you get 100 pounds, whatever. It's really good to see where your strength max is. Plus, it's also going to give you that opportunity the next go around to gain some points. So, if you feel nervous about it, just know we've done this for a really long time. You're not going to get hurt. We're not going to let you get hurt. Week 2 goes into normal training. That's just the normal sessions. Keep on going. Normal weeks are exactly as they sound. They're just normal weeks of training. Week 3 is going to be your first check-in. So that's 2 weeks. You had week 1 of training, week 2 of training, week 3. Okay, so that's 2 weeks of training. You're on to the 3rd week. You do your check-in. That's the in-body. Again, you're just coming in doing an in-body. Week 1, we're going to show you how to do it. That means you get to come in before your session, do your in-body. There is a pamphlet up there. You sit your in-body right in there. If you want to review it with a coach, review it with the coach after the session. Okay? Please don't come in with your in-body like, hey. There is a bunch of us in here. We're trying to stay on time and get this moving. We also have a lot of privates that come in after our sessions as well. So just give us that respect, but we will take time with you after the session to review the in-body. Just don't forget. So come in, do your in-body, put it up there, get into your warm-up. Week 4 is going to be our first challenge week. Again, these challenge weeks will be announced the week before. So at week 3, we're going to, hey, week 4 is coming up. This is the challenge for that week. Maybe nutrition, maybe community, maybe physical, it may be a combination of all of it. We've done team challenges in the past. So week 4 is challenge week. Week 5, we're back in a normal week, and then it just repeats all the way through. Okay, so then week 6 is going to be our second check-in. This is also going to be our midway point. If we have red flags popping up, especially if you're through Suplify, we're going to do a RMR or HRV again. If we have a red flag, you'll go back, adopt, and restart and figure out what's going on there. Week 7 challenge week. I'm gonna touch them. Week 8 normal week. Keep going. Yeah. Week 9 third check-in. Week 10 another challenge week. There you go. Week 11 normal week. Week 12 final check-in. Put this on your calendar. Okay. It honestly, this was kind of one of those reasons we kind of tracked back a little bit on these competitions. We put a lot of heart and soul into this. This competition means as much to us as it does to you, but we really like building this community. It means a lot. So when we
Participation.
do these award celebrations and there's like 6 people there and the winners didn't even show up, it's a little heartbreaking. So we do ask, please put this on your calendar. This is also, you know, we're telling you now, if you're gonna join the competition, please be sure to be here, because it is a big bummer. Or if you have a partner and you show up and you guys won, and we got one person holding the award and nobody else, it does kind of stink. So, all right, you can go back up to the left.
Oh my God. Look, I'm just kind of like, I'm always jealous of how she looks, so I want to be.
All right, so this is something pretty fun. We haven't done this before. I'm going to do it now so that we all know how to do it. So this is how it works. This is how you sign up for your weeks of training. If you're in Suplify, don't worry about it. Your coach will do it for you, okay? If you're through Suplify, one of the specialists will set you up for all your trainings for the entire month. You don't have to worry about a single thing other than showing up. But what you'll do, you go to championsgym.com. Let's go scroll up. You will click the Champions Challenge. Beep. Okay, you will click check next availability. You then choose your time. Let's do the 11 a.m. Sorry, this time 16. Okay, you'll choose your time, you'll click next. Now, if you are paying online, I will help you do that. I'll take all your stuff for you so you don't have to worry about it. If you're paying in person, you're paying in person either way. Just make sure it says pay in person down here. Otherwise, click on Accounts. It's gonna pop up with all these other things. Don't worry about it. Just make sure it's paid in person. Rather you paid online with one of us, or you are actually paying in person. No matter what, pay in person. Add to cart. And then boom, there you go, okay? Then you'll continue browsing, you do that for all of your sessions, okay? So now all of your sessions will be there. You sign up for your entire week, sign up for the whole month, doesn't matter. Now, if you have to reschedule a session, don't worry about going back in here and trying to do all that again, just give us a call, okay? Just, hey, I'm not gonna make this session, can I do another session? One of us will change it for you on our side of the schedule. Please do this because we've had times we can really, it's a much beneficial class if we have 8 people in here. We can push it up to 10, it just gets a little crowded. We've had some Sundays where we get a lot of people in here, but like on a normal session, if we get like 9 people in here, it is a little hard. Or if we show up and there's only 1 person and we were expecting 5 people, it is a little rough on the session because we're pre-planning these sessions based on the week. So please sign up.
Every session go on here, for like 1 week, the first.
Yeah, I would suggest honestly the best way. Well, you don't have to worry about your own Suplify. I'll do it all for you.
Okay.
You're gonna tell me what to do.
Okay.
But yeah, if you're on Suplify, again, your specialist will handle it all for you. If not, I suggest going on and just doing the whole month. Just go ahead, figure out what days you're gonna do for the month, and then you don't have to worry about it. So notify us. It'll also notify you. So if you have a Google Calendar or Apple Calendar, it's going to email you. When you get the email, click add to calendar, and boom, it's on your calendar. You'll get reminded.
Tell me
Okay?
how to be there.
Go ahead and go to the next one.
Not him.
Alright, now we're getting into the fun stuff. So this is Suplify, this is what it looks like. So if you're part of Suplify, this is everything that you're going to receive. Go ahead and scroll up for me. So again, right now we are in the midst of building our site. It's huge, it's fun, it's interactive, and it's really, really cool. It's just taking a little bit because it's so inclusive. But this is what we're doing now. This is our manual input. So we're going to click on, this is an example. So you're not going to see any true information. It's just an idea of what you're going to receive. So you'll get your doctor upload. This would come from Dr. Ogilvy. This will be his protocol. It's not going to look exactly like this. Again, this is a general idea of what you're going to receive. So you'll be able to see any health assessments, nutrition guidelines and recommendations. If there's any indicators, don't eat this, don't do that, just keep scrolling for me, inflammatories, daily health behaviors, so there's going to be lifestyle changes, and then your supplement recommendations, special instructions and medical considerations, that is for you. That is usually gone over between you and the doctor. The specialist doesn't usually see all of that unless it's specific to the specialist to note, hey, they have a bum knee, be careful with this, so anything like that. And then your lab review and everything will be there as well. Go ahead and go back for me. Okay, so that's that. Then we have our example nutrition, and this is that fully functional nutrition program I was telling you about. We do have different ways we can run this. Again, this is just an example, but for your idea, this is how it works. You'll get your breakfast, all of the ingredients you'll need, the preparation, and the macros. Now this nutrition is done off of your RMR, so your resting metabolic rate, along with your VO2, along with any recommendations from the doc to avoid. Your specialist or coach builds this for you, and it is changeable. So like Nancy and Kenny have done Suplify in the past. If anything needs to be updated or changed, you don't like, or you want a different meal, then we can then come in here, find your macros, and update it for you. Let's go ahead and go to the next one. Okay, and then high protein snack option, don't worry about that. We upload little things like that for you to have access to. Workout plan, if you're training here, what will be here instead of a workout plan will be usually a recovery plan or a lifestyle plan. Whatever we've discussed the week before, if there's a challenge or something that we want you to do, that'll be there for the Champions Challenge. For not the Champion Challenge, normal Suplify, you can click workout. Normal Suplify, this is what we give our Yep, and there you go. This is what we give our handout. So it's done in phases. Again, this is kind of the breakdown. So you have an entire training session to go through, and it's selectable. So when you finish them, you click done, done, done. When the site's fully built, it's actually going to be interactive, so you can have it right there on your phone, and you don't have to worry about it. So this is an example of what it looks like. Again, it's done in phases, and then it's broken down into your training days that you selected. Whenever it comes to you guys in the Champions Challenge, this will be recovery or lifestyle changes. Go ahead and go back, guys. Okay. Sorry, I'm kind of speedy through this. I don't want to keep you guys here all night. Okay, now this is a supplement protocol. This is going to be from your lab test and Dr. Ogilvy's recommendations. So once your specialist has your supplement protocol, we then upload it and you have an easy layout just like this, or you can also see it in the doctor's protocol layout. Either way, what it does is it just clearly breaks down your dosages, why you're taking it, what the benefits are, any key indicators that you may see, and changes that you may see. So that's the supplement protocol. Contact your specialist. There you go. Contact your specialist, place an order. That is for the Champions Challenge, okay? Because we're trying to implement this, we're trying to see how it functions with the two entities kind of combining together. All of the orders will be placed with your specialist. So, like, hey, I'm running low, just let your coach know. Otherwise, whenever you're actually part of Suplify outside of the competition, we have what's called full script, and it allows you to do it automatically. So you can get them sent to your doorstep on rotation. You don't even have to worry about it. So that's really cool. Personal measurements, this is where you'll see all your information. We're not going to click on any of these because they're just examples and they're blank. Every single week, you'll check in with your specialist and you'll go through success trackers. Any key indicators that Dr. O is looking for, we're looking for, anything like that, it's going to be on your success tracker. It's 21 questions you go through every single week, and it helps keep you motivated and again, tracking the lifestyle things. And then all of your in-bodies will be uploaded here, so you don't have to worry about keeping them over there. We go ahead and upload them for you so you can have access to them, along with the RMR, HRV, VO2 max, that all gets uploaded here so you can see that as well. Meal clips, meal plan, trips and plan. All that simply is, if you've never meal planned before, it's just a really easy way to make that available for you. That is a class we're going to do as well, is teach you how to meal prep and make life easy. Now this can be done two ways. Like some people meal prep for the entire week. We don't do that. People claim to me all the time. They're like, hey, how the heck do you do that? I'm like, I don't do it. I prep the night before. So there's different ways that you can meal prep, but we're going to have a whole seminar on that and show you how to scale and weigh food and do all that. Along with the nutrition comes a shopping list, and this shopping list again is editable, so you can have it on your phone and go through and check it. Also, if you go to the bottom and you want to add stuff for your own personal needs, like need pantries, you can add it right there, and then you have a shopping list to go to the store with. So yeah, and then go ahead and go back. Anything at the bottom here, this is just stuff that we see to make life easier. Again, food skids, we recommend storage containers. These are things that we just recommend to make this program work a little bit better for you. Once the site's available, this will be up there. So, yep, that's Suplify. That's how it works. Again, every week you check in with with your specialist, and then at week 6 and week 12 we retest and see how it goes. Do you have any questions on that? Okay. So final thoughts. So if you are joining the competition, to sign up today, we're going to give you 50% off, $50 off. If you're signing up with a partner, you'll both get $50 off, plus one of you get a free RMR for your resting metabolic rate. And then there's payment plans available if you want to talk about those. We do all up front, monthly, or bi-weekly. And that goes for Suplify or for the Champions Challenge. I think that's it. Yep, that's it. All right, so that's it. I do want to present, so this is what the VO2 Max machine looks like. So what's really cool is in the past, this is VO2 Max RMR. In the past, this is a clinical machine that usually has a mask and a bunch of tubes going to it, built into the wall. It's really annoying and aggravating, and you got